Director, we're good?
Yeah.
Find some comfort here. But there's some echo yet, eh? Some.
Yeah.
Even the personal secretary.
By the way, tulimaliza na Kiberenge even without reading the comments. Conversation ilienda mbio mpaka hata. You're good to go? Okay. Wakili, welcome. This is RIBA SASA show, the home of organic and most constructive conversations. It's another wonderful day that the Lord has made, and hopefully we'll be doing this weekly. Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes. For a student of law, walk us through what is the law of succession, as in from just a random person who actually might want to know what actual law succession means.
Okay, thank you. For any random person, what I can
Yes.
say is that the law of succession is
Yes.
that aspect of the law that governs the passing over of the properties of someone who is deceased.
Is
That is
deceased.
from the deceased person to the what we call beneficiaries.
Yes.
Yes, so it is the law that governs the process
Yes.
of passing properties from
Yes.
a deceased person to the next people who are the beneficiaries.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Roughly, that is what it is.
Oh, okay. And this person has to be deceased. It might not be like maybe the law of succession can govern somebody actually who is totally incapacitated.
No.
Yeah.
The person has the person has to die.
Yeah.
It's
The
just
person
like
has to die first. Eh?
It's just like asking. You want to inherit from your parent and he's still alive.
No. As in, he might be totally incapacitated to the extent that the chances of, some people are just dead, but they're still alive.
No, you must be pronounced dead. and the reason why you must be pronounced dead is that by the time you're going to court for this process of succession,
Yes.
one of the key requirements
Yes.
is the death
certificate.
certificate of the deceased person.
Oh.
Yes.
At what point is somebody declared dead? Is not when the brain is actually totally damaged and.
But as long as the doctors have not declared that person dead, or the doctors have not
Those are still
pronounced
his
that person dead,
properties.
you're still alive.
Uh,
Yes. So once the doctors now pronounce you dead,
Uh.
and then your death certificate is processed,
yes.
then we.
But you agree with me that somebody can be dead while they're still alive?
I don't agree with you.
What I'm asking is that, you see, if your brain is actually totally damaged, and the doctors have came out strong to confirm that this kind of damage is damage, and it is irreversible, that this person can actually regain their brain back. Or there is a brain transplant.
But they have not pronounced you dead. There is that aspect of always the doctor saying time of death they record. Once they, as long as they have not done that. Then
What are the loopholes that maybe the legal profession were looking at to put it that way, that the law of succession only presumes after the declaration of death by
it's not necessarily that the law says that, but generally that law governs that passing of the property from a dead person to the beneficiaries. The law doesn't go into the details of defining who.
No, I'm just trying to get into the minds of the drafters.
Yes.
That why is it that they could have preferred this law to look like this and not also to include a total and irreversible incapacitation?
I think it's because some things you don't know. So this person you can be saying is brain dead, is there, but you see this person is still alive.
But you see, it's irreversible.
Even
They're
if
brain dead, but it is irreversible.
Even if it is irreversible, that person, a miracle can happen somewhere in that person. or you don't believe in miracles. Sometimes doctors can pronounce you, can pronounce your case closed.
Yes.
But miracles happen in.
Okay. So they foresaw a certain kind of scenario whereby maybe you might be visited by Prophet of War.
Exactly.
And you're able to walk again.
Yeah, so what happened?
So
the law picks up
yes.
the moment that person dies.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Walk us through now on how it works.
Now, it's a very wide and dynamic area, but basically we can just handle some few aspects here and there. Now, what I can say is this law was put in place because of the problems that arises when someone dies.
So some of the legal questions that actually arise after somebody dies and the disputes.
Not even legal, but just chaos, you know. Even especially in our African culture, when someone dies, I've seen so many, and you I know we've seen so many chaos.
Yeah, sure. You see, some of the communities we come from.
Yes, because people will now come up and start saying, you know, this person was already died. So me, I want this.
Aliniambia baba alisema aliniachia ujumbe.
So that was the reason why this law was put in place, at least to bring some sanity. I'm not saying that it's perfect, because there's still a lot of chaos. But at least when we look at it, even us as lawyers, we have somewhere to begin from.
Yes.
We have what guides us. Yes. Even when we are involved in those conflicts, we have a guiding principle, which is now this particular.
Being creative is expensive enough already. I was paying
for those chaos. Now the law came in to start and to try and bring that sanity, at least to explain how
it's perfect because there's still walk a lot of chaos.
But at least in the unfortunate event of death. Now, for the law of succession, we have two major instances.
Yes.
We have what we call the tested, where someone dies, but they leave a will.
Yes.
Yes. Then we have the second scenario where someone dies and dies without a will. This one we call it intestate.
Or they leave an invalid will that is not possible to implement.
Yeah, but of course, you see, when you die, we presume that there is a will.
Yes.
Now, unless that will is challenged and the court declares it invalid, then we move now to intestate.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, even if it was not rightfully executed,
yes.
Let's say, for example, I just said, maybe I might have written casually that my GLE downstairs will belong to my director. So, that casual, does it actually abide with the processes and the procedures of obtaining a legal succession desire? Okay,
you know, basically a will is just a way of it's just a specific way someone has decided to structure the succession of his property.
Yes.
For example, you sit down and you document.
Yes.
You say that in the event I die, this is how I want my property to be distributed.
Oh, okay.
So you say property A will go to this one, property B will go to this one. But of course, we have elements of a will that considers it a valid will. But generally, people who have planned their lives and lives after death. I don't know why it is so difficult for us as Africans to plan for life after death.
Kwanza mwanaume uko unatoka pande za Kiambu pale. Uweze jaribu mchezo kama hiyo bana.
Do you always feel that maybe when you start planning for death it comes? Because
sometimes it's not even that.
Yes.
The beneficiaries, the moment they are aware that you are desired to benefit them once you've left,
but you see,
then you've catalyzed your death.
But you see, when you write a will, you don't expose what you've written there.
But sometimes you're also calling it. Calling the death now.
Maybe that is the reason. Actually, most people, you realize that they never think about life after death.
Oh, okay.
So it is just about...
even myself, I don't think I've taken my time to
and
think
that's
about
why
life after death.
You might end up accumulating so much property, but you don't plan for it after you die. So that by the time you're dying, there's totally no structure.
Maybe on my deathbed, maybe I can be able to work out something.
So basically, we have those two instances.
Yes.
Yes. So they are, of course, they are handled differently.
Yes.
But one I've seen that is more chaotic is a case where a person dies without a will. That one is more chaotic, as even opposed to where someone dies with a will. You know, where someone dies with a will.
Yes.
Maybe chaos can begin to arise from the aspect or the will is not valid.
Yes.
And
yes,
and you see, if you are challenging the will, then you must give your reasons as to why you are challenging the will. Yes.
And that's a whole judicial process that also.
Yes, a whole judicial process. Yes, because you see, even the process of probate for where there is a will, you must actually file. You must go through the process of succession through court. So you must also present that will to court.
Or you must deposit the will with the court.
Yes.
And say that I dispute here and here and here.
No, you see, for example, today you have a will.
Yes.
Which defines how your beneficiaries will benefit.
Yes.
So if you die today, then after they have acquired all the requirements, the death certificate and everything that is required, they have to start the process of succession.
Yes.
Through court.
Yes.
So they file a succession cause through court.
Yes.
And part of the documents that they'll be filing to court is that will. So the court must also have a benefit of looking at the will and also interrogating to see whether it is a proper or a valid will. Now, if that is now where if you want to challenge, then you come in and do it and challenge, and you give your reasons as to why you are challenging.
Okay.
Yes. The other side, you die without any structure.
Yes.
It is chaotic. The process is from at the start. The process is a bit different. Now, because now I always talk much about this second aspect because that is where most of the people in the society belong.
Yes.
You know, there are people you ask them if they know even what a will is, they will tell you they even don't understand.
A majority of the people don't.
So majority of the people always fall in the second category.
Yeah.
Now, in the second category, when someone dies without a will, after going through the burial process, the emotional process of burying and everything, and you decide now you want to start the process, one, and which I always advise so many families, you have to sit down first and agree. Sit down, come up with a schedule of all the properties that this person had, list them down. Then as a family, have an agreement of how you're going to dispute the property. Then from that, you can now proceed. Yes, and among the most important requirements you need for you to file that succession cause in court, include number one, which is very crucial document, the death certificate. Then you also have to have a letter from the chief. The letter always, just a letter, chief addressing the court.
That's the letter of administration now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the chief addresses the court, telling the court that this person is deceased, he was from my jurisdiction, and these are the beneficiaries. So the chief has to list all the beneficiaries.
Yes. Now, what happens to their bank accounts the moment that declaration has been made?
They become part of that estate. You know when I say you sit down and come up with all these properties.
Sorry for that.
So when I say that you sit down and come up with a list of all the properties, now that forms what we call an estate of the deceased. So every property that deceased person ever had, it forms part of that estate. So the bank accounts become part of the...
Okay, so now the banks are also expected to discontinue any interactions in those accounts. Immediately there is a declaration that this member has died.
You see, basically, and that is the requirement. Once someone dies, everything to do with that, the deceased properties or the estate must stop. Until when the process of succession is completed. Or if you have to do anything on that property, you have to have an order from the court. So for the bank account, it is not automatic that you cannot access it. You can, but you have to seek permission from the court. Yes.
Okay. Now, what's the documents that actually carry along with you as you're moving towards the court when such a declarations have been made and the entire real estate of the deceased has been identified? What is it that you carry along with you to the bank?
Yes. So most importantly, you need to have the death certificate of the deceased person. Then you need to have the letter from the chief. Listing all the beneficiaries. And then most importantly, you also need to have proof of ownership of all the properties. So if you're talking about land, you need to have the titles, you need to have their current search. just to ascertain that by the time of death, the deceased person was the registered owner.
The registered owner.
Yes. If you have cars, you have to present the logbooks. You know, just something to prove that the deceased person was the owner of the properties when they were dying.
Okay. Is actually the entire of that process insulated against forgery? That maybe somebody can get the letter from a chief, which is actually not true, and still get the letter of administration and maybe some other documents that are basic requirement for access of the real estate, and
now
still be able to.
For the documents,
yes.
That is why even for the title, you see, when I talk about land, you bring the title deed, but you also have to conduct a search. You know, a search comes from the lands.
Yes.
So it comes together with the what? With the land, the title deed.
Okay, but anybody can do a search, right?
Yes.
Anybody can do a search.
Anybody can do a search.
Yeah, so it means that it's not difficult to acquire that document.
It is not difficult to acquire it, so long as you follow the process. You go to the lands department, you pay the 1,000 shillings.
Yes. So now you've already done that. So I'm just asking, is that process actually tamper-proof to the extent that it's only the right people who can be able to do the entire of this process of inheritance?
Yes, it is, because now for you to, because the you know, there is always that lineage.
Yes.
We call it the order in which the order of consanguinity, the order in which your beneficiaries can inherit property. Now, for example, the law specifically puts the spouse as the first person. On that
the law, now that's the law.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Puts the spouse as the first person.
Yes.
In that order. Now, if it is you, then your wife becomes the first
the face of it, yeah,
on that particular order.
Okay.
Then from there you have the children. Then from the children you have your parents, that is your father, your mother. Then you have your brothers, your sisters, their children. Then you have your half brothers. You have sisters, then the children. Then we have now any other person now up to the sixth generation.
Okay, so as in, let's say for example in a state whereby you are not in very, very good terms with your wife, and maybe it happens that you guys have divorced. Still, they can still be able to inherit. Maybe you divorced but never got married ever again. You are a deceased person. They still appear top list. Now,
this is a very tricky thing when it comes to succession. And one thing is that under the law of succession, a wife means something a bit different from a wife as described in the Marriage Act. and I will explain.
Okay, sure.
I will explain. Now, you see, in the Marriage Act, the Marriage Act is very specific. It states that for you for a marriage to be valid, you must have a marriage certificate.
Yes.
That is for sure. So right now, if you are in a marriage and you don't have a marriage certificate, in the eyes of the law, there's no marriage.
Yes.
You are just cohabiting.
Okay.
Now, under the law of succession, a wife, someone can come in. Let's say someone maybe you had children with at some point.
Yes.
That person can come, or your former wife can come and be declared as a wife for only the purpose of succession. Yes. For only the purpose of succession. Now, this has brought so many chaos.
Everybody repeat that cancer.
I'm saying,
yes.
When it comes to succession, someone, I've given examples of someone maybe you had kids with, or maybe your former wife, or former wives, can come in to claim, and they might be considered as wives for the purpose of succession only.
Okay.
Yes, you get me. Yes, for the purpose of succession only.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to succession, when you look at what a wife is, it's a bit different. It is not that strict as the Marriage Act is and describes a marriage as people should have registered it. So that now it remains so strict that any other person who doesn't have a marriage certificate with you then cannot be considered as a wife.
Yes.
And that's why you see, especially in our Luya culture,
yes.
siku ya mazishi inakwanga chaotic. People just
it's not only Luyas. I think
from,
the western part of
and
this,
and part of
Nyanzas and
watu wanaanza kukuja huyu nilikuwa na watoto na yeye. Why do you think they do that? They always have their eyes fixed on something.
Maybe it's because of the properties or something.
Definitely.
Okay. Have you seen actually somebody actually who got nothing?
As a community, you always say that wamefanya vizuri juu wanafanya nini, wanaleta watoto. At least watoto wajulikane. But of course, we are humans. Kuna kitu
ushaona maskini kabisa, labda somebody actually totally poor. And now he has ati watoto wameletwa kwao.
Yes.
Ati alikuwa na watoto, mimi nilikuwa bibi yake, alikuwa maskini oihae.
Yes.
Have you seen such kind of things arise?
Alikuwa maskini.
Yeye ni maskini tu. And he is deceased now. Sasa mtu anaanza kuleta watoto wake sasa ati.
Yeah, I've seen that, but you know the reason why they do that is just to some of them do that just to make these children be considered as part of that family.
Oh, okay, so yes. Mambo ya shamba angalau anaweza gawiwa mali ya jenge. Okay.
You see, even in our cultures, hata kama mtu alikuwa maskini ana property, but kuna kashamba pale.
Yeah.
And you see, let me tell you, 100% of these succession courses, the most contentious property hata si magari ama pesa manini inakuanga hizo mashamba.
Yeah.
Like in the village, what will people be fighting for? Una gari, you don't have that much money, hata una bank account.
But at least gari is not a priority.
But at least uko na kashamba pahali. Hiyo shamba ndio inafanya nini, ndio inapiganiwa. In fact, when you look at most of succession cases in the up country, most of them, when you look at the estate, it doesn't include any other thing apart from the land. Yes. So hawa watoto wanaletwa so that in case waanze kugawanya hii
shamba wajue kuna watoto
wengine.
Tuko wengi hapa.
Especially for those who are never
watu wawili hapa na sisi tuko hapa.
Yes, especially for those who are never introduced. You know, us men are sometimes funny. You get children outside there and you don't even tell anybody.
But I think we also take it too long to discover that there's not so much huge of a consequence. Introduce them, man. It is better off that way.
To me, I would say it has a consequence because now, if they are children and you don't introduce them, then what's the effect?
What I'm saying is that we fear most of the time of not introducing them because our fear is normally that maybe we'll interfere with the peace and tranquil in the
that is the fear.
But yet I think
would you rather wait? Would you rather wait for this fateful fateful date when you are now being married is when people are now coming and causing chaos and introducing children?
Yeah, you don't want that.
You don't want that, especially for the people you are leaving behind.
Yeah, sure.
So you would rather just introduce them. But basically, the major reason why they are being introduced is at least to secure their right when it comes to even the sharing of the property.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because they might be left out. And you see, okay, it is not a must that they be introduced. Kama mtoto ni wako, hata asipokuwa introduced kwa matanga.
Yes.
And if the process of succession begins, then the mother brings to the attention of the court that, listen, there is a kid here who is a kid to the deceased. Then that kid has a right to inherit, just like you are the kids.
Yes. So what is the most misrepresented facts about laws of succession?
Misrepresented?
Yes. What are those facts that maybe as a lawyer, you know in the public domain, it has misrepresented to the public?
Now, most importantly, is the aspect of equality. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Now, according to the law, property is supposed to be shared equally among the children.
Yes,
it's supposed to be shared equally among the children. So if we are having land, then that land should be shared equally, unless there is consent that mimi nitapata nusu na niko sawa nayo, mimi nitapata, because during the confirmation date, you all of you go to court.
All of you have to make an appearance.
Yes, you have to make an appearance.
Yes, and it is true that
and the court will be looking at that mode of distribution schedule you've written. Yes. You see, you write all the beneficiaries together with what they have agreed to inherit. So the court will be asking, where is so and so? Leta ID yako tuone, you bring the ID wanaangalia.
Yeah, you are the one. And they also make a comparison with the person before them.
The court has to ascertain that ni wewe. Wanaweza kuwa ameleta
mgeni. Imposter.
So wanasema wewe umesema utapata nusu eka, uko sawa nayo? Uko sawa. Kila mtu ako sawa na madini amepewa? Tuko sawa. Then they confirm. Now if even one of them says mimi sijatosheka na yenye nimepata, you are thrown back to the drawing board. And you see, court will not want to interfere in the first instance. So what the court will tell you, go sit down, have a meeting, agree. Yes. The court will intervene only at a point where it now feels that hapa hakuna agreement inatokea. Na unajua sasa ikifika mbele ya court, now it is
is now subject to the court to make the decision. And now it's going to be divided according to the law.
Yes.
Okay.
Now that is number one. Then number two, this aspect where people think that female children are not entitled to inherit.
And more especially the land, when it comes to the land.
Yes. Land and even just the general property. That's a seriously misrepresented fact.
Oh, okay.
Girls, or rather female children, have a right to inherit, just like the male child.
No, equally.
Yes, equally. Unless they denounce that right themselves.
But they'll be married. You see now, I think...
and that is what people say, that they'll get married wherever they are going. But the law doesn't recognize that. As long as that beneficiary is a kid to the deceased, whether female or male, they just have the same right to inherit.
Because if we look at the chaos that also brings again to the family, whereby the brothers, you understand the way shags look like, huh?
Yes.
You're building there, the brother is building this other side. Then now, when it comes to succession, then you've subdivided again for Naliaka. Now Naliaka comes and sells it to a stranger. Those are some of those things that maybe make it not so practicable.
So sells.
Because she's rightfully inherited it. It is her property. She can choose to the person she sells it. And now the family is forward-looking. See that what about if Naliaka sells this thing to even some of the people that we don't agree with? And you see now, we've lived in this compound for generations.
But you see, that's not a problem. That's not a problem to. That's not even a problem.
It is.
You see, what happens is every child has a right to inherit. And once you inherit, whatever you do with your property, the property you've inherited, that is totally none of the business of
then I think that law is actually not solving the problem of that society.
Why?
Because if at all I'm trying to describe something to you here.
If I'm getting you, describing a situation where someone inherits.
Yes.
And then maybe you fear that person will sell.
Or sometimes they even do.
They do.
I was in church the other time.
They do.
And I saw some of the live conflicts that people are having, and I was around.
That is not an argument we'll put before the court, and the court allows it. Because, you see, once you are entitled to inherit and you inherit, whatever you do with the inheritance, now that is upon you.
What I'm saying is this. When the law is actually being drafted to serve a certain community, it should actually be able to be forward-looking, to foresee certain things. That the probability that this lady will sell this shamba here is higher than this, even though it also exists with the men, but it is higher, almost guaranteed, that they will sell it out.
So they should not inherit just
maybe they should inherit maybe other property, other things in the real estate.
Now let me tell you,
include land.
You see, what you inherit,
or
what you don't inherit, that is now upon you as a family. You see, the reason why we have so many chaos in succession cases is because families don't sit down to agree.
Oh, okay.
Because if you sit down, if this person accumulated a lot of wealth, then you sit down and agree. Mashamba tutapatia this and this. Pesa tutapatia huyu na huyu. and then they are okay with it. There's no problem. So if that girl child decides that yeye amepewa pesa ama amepewa gari, so ana haja na shamba, that's okay. As long as it's agreeable to them. But akinsist anataka pia akuwe patia hiyo shamba, umtampatia. And the court will side with them.
Then the court leaves that family in ruins thereafter.
But why should you let the court to come and distribute that property when you can sit down as a family and talk? And now that is even the reason why most of these succession cases, they have taken too long in court. We have succession cases which are in court for the last 10, 15 years, 20 years. Why? Because families keep on fighting. They don't agree. They cannot agree. Families...
like this, let's say, for example, you say because there are some ladies, I'm not saying all, but there are some to whom, yes, have that entitlement. They're part of the family, yes. But their reasoning sometimes might not be geared towards cohesion of that family. So you haven't seen such kind of scenarios?
I've seen.
So it means that if at all we've taken our shamba, mine is here, my brother's is here, and she also takes this other one. That's the only shamba that dad left, where we can build and maybe farm a little bit. And she takes it and sells it away. You see, she's crippling our...
Then why can't you then talk to her so that you can now buy it and retain it in the family? Because the moment it is passed to her, it is her property.
But the court can actually tell her that we are giving you this shamba. But should you desire to sell it, then the first consideration is your brother's.
No, the court cannot do that. the court cannot do that. When the court is confirming a grant, it confirms the grant as per the distribution schedule provided.
Yes.
It doesn't add some conditions on them.
Yes.
Not unless it is a property that is being held in trust for minors. You see, if there is a family which still has minors, then we have to have a person, one of the administrators, who will hold the properties in trust for the children until when they attain the age of 18.
But I one thing that I don't understand why the courts are unable to do that, yet that is because the first, just having a mention that the first people to consider should be your lineage, they still might not be having it and you still might end up selling, but you can be able to explain yourself that, yes, I floated it out, I needed the money, they didn't have the money, I got somebody with the money.
Now, you see now...
But at least the law has protected against that she has to actually give priority, first of all, to the lineage, to now, ensure and affirm the cohesion in that family going forward.
No, the court doesn't meddle into that. Whoever the person says the land to, that is a local arrangement amongst you.
And that's why I'm saying that maybe that some of these laws that might have been maybe copy-pasted from elsewhere, that does not actually necessarily fit the real needs of our society in this part of the world.
But don't you think also the law will be getting too, how can I say it, too controlling when it does that?
Well, you see, that you've not curtailed or handcuffed the beneficiary from selling that her property. What has just only been mentioned that considering these factors, therefore, you shall give priority to your lineage, and maybe you can even prescribe a period can be prescribed to it.
I'm understanding you, but I don't think if that will help.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The law just says where pata mali, whatever you want to do with the properties.
Yes.
It is upon you. But of course, as a family, you can sit down and agree. Msema mwenye anataka kuuza. And we have such conversation. I remember even in our family, at some point we had such a conversation. There's a cousin of mine who really wanted to sell his piece. And he was saying, in fact, he's the one who approached us and told us, I have an idea of selling this piece of land at some point. So hiyo time ikifika, kama any one of you atakuwa na pesa, I would rather sell it to him so that ibaki kwa familia, which is a good thing. So it is just a matter of agreeing as a family approach. Kama wanafika bei, wacha wanunue ibaki kwa familia.
But most of the time you find that the property has now been sold to an external person,
Yes.
to whom again get frustrated this other side.
Why?
Yeah, because the environment they're coming is so hostile.
No, it's not automatic. There are people who have bought land in...
It's not automatic, but you see that probability exists, and there are people actually who have purchased shambas and they are unable even to reside in those shambas.
Why?
And we can see with the... You see, part of Olosorutia, Ngong Road and Ngong, those other sides, where Masais, I think Sijui rumors has it that way, that Masais sold them at a very, very cheap price. President bought them, but eventually later on, they came to notice that, hey, now we don't have land again. Now it becomes another problem.
But that's another story.
It's another
if you
story.
sold land at a cheap price,
Yeah.
you close that transaction, no one forced you. So when at 10 years down the line you realize maybe you sold it at a cheap price. That's not
But I, from what I'm just trying to the point I'm trying to bring on is that it is important, even during that conveyancing process, that the law should look at the literacy level of the person selling property X, so that they don't end up being taken advantage of. The same way the law still are supposed to put a cap on probably even the size of lands that people have, because somebody can come with 50 billion and purchase the entire community.
Now, I know that will be a conversation for another day.
Yes.
Maybe when we're talking about purchasing land in Kenya.
Yes,
but
yes,
you see, even when you're purchasing land or even selling land, there are processes involved. And that's why they always encourage people that when you're buying or selling land, always involve an advocate.
Yeah, involve an advocate.
Yes. Don't just sell land, because you see, when you involve me as an advocate, especially when you're buying, when you involve me as an advocate,
yes,
I'll be able to run sample. Land is not like tomato yenye unaenda kwa
over the counter.
Unasema hii ni pesa ngapi, shilingi 10, then unachukua. There is a whole process of due diligence.
Yes.
I will go check. I will do a check in the lands registry to ensure that that person of land has a good history.
Yeah.
The person who is selling to you is the owner. Unajua kuna watu unaenda unaambiwa ati kuja nikuuzie hii, then they are telling you nakuuzia but ilikuwa ya brother yangu but nakuuzia, so who is selling, who is the seller here?
Yes.
You see, you cannot transfer what you don't have.
Yes.
You get? So there's a whole process of due diligence. And due diligence involves even us going to the field, kuongea tu na majirani, kujua tu kuongea na majirani. By the way, we do. Just go there, talk to neighbors. Waniambie tu.
I've ever tried to sell a property in Kitengela, na tukatolewa mbio mbaya sana with the neighbors.
Yes, so
during the viewing.
So neighbors will tell you, hii shamba ina history mbaya. Watu wamejaribu kuinunua. Ama hii shamba inapiganiwa, and maybe that is something the seller didn't tell you. You get? Or hii shamba iko hivi na hivi, So that's a whole process of due diligence.
Yeah.
And that is why even when you're purchasing, especially, and we always discourage people even from buying a property or land that is still under succession. As long as bado your process of succession ijaisha,
yes,
don't.
Mpaka omalize omesettle kila mtu kuna title
transferred. Yes, you go transfer to the person who wants to sell to you.
Yes,
that's when you can buy.
And you also need to look the mood of the environment even
exactly, because transfer. You see, no, but see, once he got transferred to that person is the legal owner.
Yes.
So
sasa hutaki kujua zile emotions
hizo hizo achana nazo. Kama ishakuwa transferred, kila mtu akona yake, hizo emotions za brothers zake na sisters zake or whatever the family, hiyo ni yao.
But you also need to be a goon in order for you to survive that environment.
now that's what I'm telling you. Convincing is a whole process. There's a whole due diligence process.
Okay.
But when it comes to succession, until when it is concluded and transfers done, don't purchase that land.
Don't purchase. Don't even dare.
Yes, because it will be problematic to you. It will be chaotic.
Okay. There is actually a very, very close relationship between family law and property law, most especially when it comes to succession.
Exactly.
Talk us through that kind of the relationship that exists.
Of course, when, like for example, I've already looked at. You see, we have the aspect of marriage here.
Yes.
Then I've tried to explain how they connect and differ.
Yes.
where we are talking, where under succession, you see in marriage we have the strict wife aspect.
Yes.
Do you have a marriage certificate? That is
that
is what. Then here I'm saying that some other person can come in and as well be considered as a wife for the purpose of succession.
Yes.
But basically, there is no distinction, clear distinction between family law and the law of succession.
Okay.
In fact, they are one. In fact, in courts, all of them are handled under the family division.
Yeah.
Yes. Family, that is children matters, succession matters,
yes,
divorce.
Okay.
They are all handled under a family division because they are all things that they are things to do with the family.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So when there the law that to apply there is family law.
Yes, family. Yes,
okay.
It's family law. Basically,
yes.
Succession, marriage, children, Zote and family handled under the family division.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
In Kenya School of Law, some of us were yet to get there.
And it's not a
hopefully tutafika huko.
It's not a joke.
Yeah. So there is some rumors out here that Gachagwa's brothers' will has been studied there in the Kenya School of Law because it is so comprehensive. What is that is making it so comprehensive that legal scholars at that level will want to look at it?
I think one of the most clear thing about that will is how the distribution was done. Because the guy was so generous. The guy was so generous, and to a point where he distributed properties even to the brothers and sisters, which is not common. Like what I'm saying is, families mostly. You as a man, you will always
consider the immediate.
You'll only consider your immediate family. That is your wife and
your kids.
Yes. But ile akapea hadi brothers,
cousins,
sisters, they were all involved. Yeah, I think that's the most. It was a very comprehensive will. Yes, and that is even why people are even trying to
not to cast aspersion that probably he never wrote this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but I think it's just the aspect of. Of course, I cannot ascertain whether it was forged or not.
Yes.
But of course, we studied because of how comprehensive it was.
Oh, okay.
Yes, of how comprehensive it was, especially when it comes to the distribution part.
So it went also to details of what property goes where and to who. Yeah.
Of course, when you write a will, that is what you do. A will should not be quite ambiguous. It's very specific. If you are saying that hiyo nyumba yangu ya Runda itaendea bibi, you are very specific.
But why is it that there's a lot of dispute around it again in the general public? And
the disputes are emotional. The disputes come in because of the emotions and maybe what I can say greed, though I don't know if it is the best term I can use. Because
there are some people now became to feel like maybe they were shortchanged.
Yes, there are guys who feel maybe they have been shortchanged. There are those who feel tumepata kidogo. There are those who feel that zile properties za higher value zimepewa watu wengine. For example, if you have a property in Nairobi here, and you have another property in Luo Nyanza, or Western, where I come from.
Yes, the expectation could be my kids will get this one from Nairobi, right?
No, let me tell you. If you have 3 kids,
yes.
Now, every kid will always have the mind that I want to own part of this Nairobi property. Why?
Absolutely.
Because of its value.
Yeah, the value.
So, if you give one to this one, and then ile ingine unapatia mwingine, ule mwenye amepewa ile nyumbani ataanza kufeel, hapa mimi nimekuwa short change. Mbona huyu akapewa? Because that hiyo ni value yake iko juu sana.
And might you find that this person mwenye amepewa ile was even the closest. Mwenye amepewa hii huku.
Of course, and some of them will feel that there is favoritism. Yes, there is favoritism. Yeah, actually, when you look at most of the disputes, they are not that they are anything to do with the legal aspects. It's just people reason emotionally, and people feel that maybe the deceased favored one person or the other. wengine wamepata mzuri kushinda ingine.
Yes.
Baba alikuwa anaendesha Mercedes Benz, alikuwa pia na Toyota. So
sasa mimi ukinipatia Toyota,
Mercedes imepewa zistangu, Toyota imepewa, you know. That is how conflicts begin. Because we have that human nature where we want the best things for us.
Okay, for ourselves, yeah. Yes.
And if you are 10 of you, so how do we make sure that there is that equality in terms of distributing this property to make sure that at least kila mtu anakuwa contented with what they have gotten?
But I think from what I heard Gachagua say someday, is that he desired that all this property be sold, and then
yes, and the reason why that might have been the reason the case is because
to avoid that
aspect of someone feeling that mwingine amekuwa favored. Because if, for example, now the example I've just used, if we have a property in Nairobi and we have a property in up country, so it will be fair enough to say in the case of my death, then sell the two properties, then distribute the money in equal shares. So that kama nitapata 10 million, huyu apate 10 million, huyu apate 10 million, everyone ampata an equal share. So whatever you want to do with your 10 million, kama unataka kurudisha hii property, rudisha. Yes. No one will stop you, and no one will even I think it's fair enough to do that. Because distributing now properties in property form becomes a problem.
That's a problem.
I'm not saying it's not possible.
It's a problem. It's a huge problem that you're inviting.
I've handled succession cases where families have sat down and they have agreed. Yes, and they are contented with everything.
Because they are fair. The distribution process was fair.
Huyu alisema mimi nitachukua property ya huku, mimi nitachukua hii property ya huku, mimi nitachukua hii ya huku, and they are good.
Is there where they have agreed, and even from your look of things, the distribution is not fair, but they still have agreed?
You see, my role as an advocate of that family, or rather maybe you see, what the court wants to know is, hata kama umepata a third of the property, are you contented with it? As long as you are contented with it and you tell the court you are contented with it, the court will not interfere.
But sometimes,
but if you get that a third, and that confirmation day you say you are not contented, then the court will not confirm the grant. So hata kama hiyo pesa ilikuwa 100 million, wewe maamua mimi nataka 1 million. As others are getting 50 million, mimi nataka 1 million.
Mimi sitaki mambo mingi.
And that day of confirmation you go before the court, and the court asks you,
and you consent.
From these properties inaona hii umesema utachukua 1 million. Uko sawa? Niko sawa. The court will confirm.
They adapt it.
Yes,
the cousin
very fast. Unless kuna mtu mwingine mwenye atakuja na kuwa na kirera aseme mimi hiyo yangu sijaridhika nayo. Sasa mtu akisema hajaridhika ataambiwa ende uandike reasons as to why hujaridhika, kisha ama utafuta advocate andike reasons zenyewe.
Okay, so this Gachagua case was that in the event that there was a contest, then that could be the beginning of a pause first, and until that contest is actually addressed completely, is when we actually continue.
Yes. But you see, whenever there is a contest, the whole process stops.
Okay.
It does not even need to be stated in the will. The moment there is a contest, the process stops. We have to listen to the complaints. In the whole successful process, because you see, ile sika confirmation.
Yes.
Ama before mtu akuje tu na aseme, I don't like the way this process is being run. It will stop. We have to listen to them.
Yes, we'll have to listen to you, ask you why.
Yes, ask you why.
Why is it that you don't like it?
Yes, and the court will make a determination.
Unless we now come to find out that Kumbe you are just a joke.
Yes. Yes. So the court will listen to you, and then it will make a ruling on the same now according to the law.
Yes. Now, apart from settling this kind of disputes later on, is there any other benefit that succession law plays in, not succession law, but a will play in this succession process?
No, a will is just to for the purposes of just making it clear who inherits what. You see, once it is not contested, in fact, it becomes a very fast process. Mali na gawanywa then. So the will was just designed to bring that clarity and avoid the chaos.
Okay. Yes. So now just let us look at a scenario whereby we are addressing a matter and intestate situation.
And intestate where there is no will.
Yeah, there is no will.
Now, if there is no will,
but we have the problem. We have the problem because mwenda zake ameenda.
Now, in a case where you have a will, you don't have a will, and there is a contest, the court will have to listen to each and every complaint. So kama mko 20 na from the 20, 7 of you are complaining that we don't like the distribution being proposed, then the court will stop and we'll have to listen to each one of them.
So after listening to all this,
yes, now it will make a determination.
So the court determines who gets what according to
if you cannot agree to if you come to a point where you have totally failed to agree.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The court
will not distribute in the first instance.
Yeah.
Of course, it will always give you a chance to go and talk. You know, if you want a mediator will be appointed for you.
Yes.
Anaweza kuja kuwakalisha chini awaambie this. And that's why I've told you these cases, especially when contested, they take too long. Because the court will always try as much as possible to avoid a situation where it is making a determination on who gets to what. Without giving you as a family a chance to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So you can see it. Most of these cases, there are some which kuna cases succession cases are 1990s huko bado ziko kotini sahi. And you realize that beneficiaries wanaanza kukufa wanakuja wanaingia and that's now how it becomes complicated.
Yeah.
Because if you were to inherit bado mnapigana wewe unatoka sasa your children come in. It also your children come in to inherit what you will have inherited.
You will have inherited.
Yes. Wanakuwa wakubwa wengine wanaanza kukufa wengine wanaanza kukuja and it becomes so complicated.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. And it becomes a very serious fight.
Yeah. So in that particular case, how does the court now address it now? Wengine wamekufa, wengine wameenda. As in, we have to wait until all these things.
If it comes to a point where now the court feels that hapa sasa there is no likelihood of people agreeing, then the court will make a determination. And you see, the determination of the court is always based on the equal share.
Oh, okay,
yes.
Okay.
It might not be equal per se, but at least it's something that brings equity, where no one feels that maybe this one amepata mzuri kushinda huko.
Oh, okay. Yes. As in, just give me the components that we are having in the entire of this succession. The elements that we are looking at, the key players, so to speak, in the entire succession process.
The key players?
Yes.
The key players, I can say one is the family. The key player number one is the family.
Yes.
However structured you are, whether polygamous or not. Another aspect in the vita ni where you find a polygamous family. A monogamous family is quite easy.
But that is the intested situation.
Yes. No, even for
the tested situation, for example, if I have my will, but I've expressed that I want Wakili Mukolwe to inherit everything. But I have kids. What happens?
Now, the court, of course, maybe the court will also have to look at something, because the court will also not want you to disinherit your beneficiary, especially your immediate family. And let me tell you,
maybe due to a conflict that you guys have had and the way they've lived with you, you didn't like it.
Let me tell you, in such a case, do you think that even the family will not contest? Now, in a case where you have been disinherited, the court, of course, will have to consider why were you disinherited. Then they will also look at so many things like the reasons maybe you are disinherited. Then what position do you hold in that family? If you are a kid, of course, it will always try to bring in hata kama ni kitu kidogo, at least upate. Because there are some wills which actually when you look at them, they are quite irrational.
So for some kama wewe unaweza kuwa tu mzazi ndio mzuri lakini you having a child who is for lack of a better word a deviant. Msumbufu. Waambie huko anaenda huko. Ufanye nini? Hata zingine mpaka anakuitia wakora. Kama to say no, even not even a part of my illness that actually will ever be inherited.
I'm saying of course the court will also have to look at all the circumstances surrounding.
So in such a case, you can be disinherited.
Yes.
Uende ukatafute pesa yako mwenyewe na hiyo kichwa ngumu yako.
And let me tell you one thing people don't understand, and especially for us people who are coming up. You see, you have totally no right. Your parent has totally no right, and he has totally no obligation to give you any property.
Oh,
like you are not.
Kwa hivyo mtu ananga na mali anasema ati me I was an orphan, me I was a what,
it is not guaranteed that your father lazima akupatie mali.
Hata akiwa nayo.
Yes.
Wewe tafuta pesa yako bwana, acha mchezo.
Yes. In fact, courts are now adopting that mode of reasoning. There's sometimes back I was reading a case in Kisii where the judge was telling watoto wamepeleka babao kotini. Ati lazima awagawie shamba. No, the judge told the children, stop being lazy. Go and work.
Go and work.
Yes.
You can get a shamba as well.
Yes, you can.
Daddy did it.
Yes. Wacha hii ya baba ikuje tu ikue. But don't just sit there and
wait for that.
So unashikia babako panga ati lazima akupatie shamba. No. Your parent has no obligation, and you have totally no obligation to pass your property to your children.
So that judgment in Kisii then set precedence.
Of course, there are many. It's not even that one alone. Yeah, there is no law that obligates a parent to give property to their children. It's not a must. So mimi naweza pata na mali yangu na nikifika pahali niwasomeshe nisomeshe watoto.
Yes.
Ni wa settle kila mtu akue na nini yake. I can decide na niuze kila kitu niko nao na niende diani and enjoy my life there until when I die.
Utafuta kayelo tu mahali hapo sasa.
Exactly. I'm saying this because what I'm seeing out here is that sense of entitlement.
Yes.
Especially we young people. We grow up knowing that babangu ako na mali, so ni lazima nitapata. It's not guaranteed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's not guaranteed. Your father has no obligation to give. Akiamua auze yote na afanyie chochote. Like for example, you take your father to court because ameuza shamba ndani yake.
Oh, okay.
The court will be looking at you and even
washindwa ni nini mbaya na
even wonder what kind of a person I am. Yes. Cause ni yake. Unless your shamba alikuwa na hold in trust for you. That's a very different
holding in trust for you means what? You just
for example, we can be 5 of us. But sasa tunaamua wewe own that shamba, but like you own for us, like you represent our interest. Unaona?
Okay.
Like for example, we want to buy this shamba of the 5 of us.
Yes.
It's not common, but I'm just using it as an example. So we want to buy this shamba of the 5 of us.
Yes.
But tunasema wacha tuiandike kwa jina ya
yani
who will hold in trust for us.
Yes.
So that then now means that you don't have 100% right to that land.
Yes.
So in that case, you cannot sell it without the involvement of the people you hold that property in trust.
Oh, okay.
And that, just an example of a succession where we have minors.
Okay.
In that particular succession, we must have a person who will hold the property in trust for the minors until when they attain the age of 18. Wakishafika 18, anawapitishia. Because of course, a minor cannot own property.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Unless umefikishia legal age.
Oh, okay. So now in the comment section now kuna mtu anauliza hapa This is DS Canels. Yeah, thank you so much for having joined. DS Canels is asking, please also discuss succession through representation. So counsel kwako.
Ase?
Succession through representation.
Through representation?
Yes.
By an advocate or?
Probably, I think that's what they mean. Probably, it might be through by a representation through an advocate.
When you talk about representation,
yes.
If it is from the perspective of an advocate,
yes.
What happens is that
so I think he's indicating through that it's not through an advocate. He means that through grandchildren.
Through grandchildren.
Yes, representation through grandchildren.
I'm not so sure. Okay, what I know is
yes,
when you file, or what happens is that when you file a succession matter in court,
yes,
we always have people who are called administrators.
Yes,
the law prescribes that you can have a minimum of one administrator.
Yes.
Now these administrators are the people who now represent this.
A minimum of one administrator.
A minimum of one. Of course, we can go up to 4.
Okay.
So now these administrators are the people who file the petition on behalf of the other beneficiaries.
Okay.
You cannot file these petitions in your water.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So as a family, you sit down and agree that kama is a small family, you can say wacha mama,
yes.
Kama ni baba alikufa, wacha mama akuwe administrator.
Okay.
Sasa yeye ndiye atafile the petition, then nyinyi mtakuwa kama beneficiaries.
Okay.
You get? Sasa yeye ndiye atakuwa kama representative wenu. So what happens is that once the grant is confirmed,
yes.
the property will come from the deceased to the administrator, then the administrator now pass it to the beneficiaries.
Okay.
You understand?
I get you.
Now, if it is a very big family, you can always have representative. Like for example, if it is a polygamous family,
yes.
each house can have an administrator. If there are 2 houses, yes. you can decide that wacha tukue na administrator mmoja huku na mwingine huku, just to represent the interest of both houses.
Oh yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Kama ni 3, you can have 3 administrators.
Okay.
The law will allow that.
Okay.
These administrators you can choose.
Yes.
You can choose. Si lazima kuwe like kama ni mama amebaki, si lazima kuwe mama. Of course that anaweza kuwa the son or the daughter or something.
Yes.
But agree kwanza. Because someone else can come to object that person being the administrator of the estate.
Oh, so you guys have to first of all agree.
First of all agree.
That this person is
because if I'm a member of that family
and
I don't feel like that person will do a good job as an administrator, then I have a right to object. No.
Yes.
So I have a right to object. So you have to agree.
Okay.
Yeah, so a representative can be any person as long as you as a family agree.
Okay.
Yes.
So with now the administrator in place, how is that succession now completed?
Now what happens
through
is that
representation like he's asking
is that they'll file the petition.
Yes.
And in the petition, they'll state all the properties that the deceased has left behind.
Okay.
They will attach the proof of ownership of all the properties.
Okay.
They will attach a death certificate. They will attach, of course, nowadays we also attach the photocopies of IDs of all the beneficiaries.
Oh, okay.
Yes, just for the purposes of showing the court that these are the official beneficiaries or the legit beneficiaries. Now, once they file the petition,
yes,
they pay for gazettement. It has to be gazetted in the Kenyan Gazette.
Oh, okay.
Now, once you pay the gazettement fees, it will be gazetted, and then the period will take 30 days.
Okay, it is
from the date of
days?
gazettement.
Okay.
You'll be given 30 days.
Yes.
For anyone to object
Okay.
on the administrators. So if you have any objection as with regard to the administrator, you need to object within filing the petition. You have to object within the 30 days.
Okay.
So kama unaona huyu hata hiyo petition imefailiwa na administrators wenye I don't trust them, you can as well object and file a cross petition.
Yeah, which both of them are going to
and
be.
then the court now will look at them and weigh.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if the 30 days come to an end without any objection,
yes,
the matter you'll be given what we call the administrators will be given what we call letters of administration.
Oh, okay.
After
the letter of
days.
the administration now
Yes.
gives you some powers to access the
Now,
research.
the letters of administration
Yes.
gives you power as administrators.
Yes.
Very limited powers. Let
Yes.
me use that. It doesn't give you the power now to start.
Not an absolute power where you can
yes,
be able
yeah.
to do anything.
It gives you very limited power
Yes.
to run the estate. And running the estate at this extent, I mean, bringing together properties, making sure that they are not misused, and kama kuna ingine ilikuwa wapi, you bring it together in preparation for the confirmation.
Okay.
Now, between the issuance of the letters of administration to the confirmation takes 6 months.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the grant is confirmed now after 6 months
Okay.
after issuance of the letters of administration. So in 6 months, inakwanga of course 6 months, but of course due to courts diaries and how busy they are, of course you can get a date.
Yes.
Beyond the 6 months, but inakwanga a minimum of 6 months.
Yes.
Now, after the 6 months, the administrators need to file summons for confirmation. Now, this is an application asking the court to confirm the grant because the 6 month period has lapsed.
Okay.
So now they file the application. Now, it is in this application
Yes.
that a schedule of distribution will be attached.
Okay.
Hold on. So after 6 months,
Yes.
that is when you now file the application, and in the application you now attach a schedule of the proposed mode of distribution.
Okay.
Now it is on that the court will rely on in confirming the grant. So once you file your application, you are now given a confirmation date.
Oh, okay.
So your confirmation date,
yes,
you are supposed to come to court. Every beneficiary who is mentioned in the mode of distribution must be in court that day.
Yes.
Of course, nowadays we do virtual, but of course you can be there physically.
Oh, but on these matters of succession, actually, this actually virtual. So
there was that fear, but of course nowadays I see people do virtual, but of course you have to put your camera on. See, tunakwanga tushaeka huko copies ID. There's a magistrate who even asks you to display your ID on the screen.
Your ID on the screen.
Kuna wale wanataka you display your ID on the screen. Aone. There are those who will ask you to read the ID numbers because these ID numbers.
If I made some silicone that looked like your face,
yeah,
and
but
I wear
basically,
that,
I know that can happen, but of course, for the fear of also being caught and getting a very serious.
But you see, now it depends on the amount that we are talking about here.
Yeah.
If I don't talk about billions and billions, why don't you think that somebody can actually?
But even as a family, why will they bring in a stranger?
No, he's not a stranger, but he's somebody actually who can just maybe. Okay.
Because you are 10. So nyinyi wote mtakuwa. So you are siblings. Stranger akikuja hiyo shauri yenu na hata stranger akikuja na so long as hayuko mentioned pale or akiambiwa display copy ya ID na ipatikane hiyo ID yako na hiyo jina iko pale, then it means you're not a beneficiary.
Okay. So actually the risks seem to be minimal even when it comes to attending to these things virtually.
Yeah. But of course it was
it is a concern.
It's a concern, but of course some courts, especially in the country, they still do physical. So you go there. There are some magistrates who will opt to read one by one, akiconfirm. Kuna ule mwenye ata-confirm the identities of all of them, then anawauliza kama kuna anyone who is not contended. Kama mko contended nyinyi wote, then they confirm. After confirmation, now you receive what is called a certificate of confirmation. Now, a certificate of confirmation of grant is what is now from the court, that is the nini, which lists all the properties, the beneficiaries, and how they are going to get.
Okay.
Now it is that now you use now for the transfers. You know, the transfers now will be based on what property are we talking about. Kama ni land, you'll take a certified copy kwa lands.
Yes.
They start the process of transferring to the administrators. Then administrators now will also fill some forms that is transferring to the beneficiaries. Kama ni gari, of course, NTSA will handle that. You will take a certified copy there. Kama ni bank, you also have to take a certified copy your grant to the bank to initiate. So that basically that is the process.
Yeah. Okay. You see, these formal organizations. Now, as we conclude, these formal organizations like banks and microfinance, they will follow a very robust way of securing their facility, whereby you are totally incapacitated, and even when you die, still there are certain ways that the insurance is still able to pay their liabilities. But there are other informal kind of borrowing, more especially in the neighborhood. Does the succession also involve people inheriting your liabilities? Those are only things that...
In fact, thank you so much for that.
Yes.
It's a very, very good question. I had even forgotten about it.
Yes.
Now, succession. As you inherit the assets, so you must inherit the liabilities. So, just as you inherit the assets, you inherit the liabilities. Because in that form, in that petition, there is a section for all the assets. So you list all the assets.
Yes.
Plus, of course, their values. You can put their values.
Yes.
If you want so. And then the next section is for liabilities. So you also have to list the liabilities.
Yeah. So
what happens?
It's supposed to rest in peace.
So the estate must cater for the liabilities first.
Yes.
Before the net now is distributed.
Oh, okay.
It's not the other way around.
Oh, okay.
Because kama ni the other way around, simko atapata mali na anaenda. So the estate must cater for the liabilities first.
Yeah.
Before the net now is given now to the beneficiaries.
Yeah, that is very, very important for the members of the public.
In fact, most land buyers, we list them. Maybe alinunua shamba na mzaa kakufa before afanye transfer. We bring them as liabilities. Yes, we bring them in as liabilities. Yeah. Because hiyo ni liability ya baba. So itabidi apewe hiyo portion kwanza, then yenye itabaki sasa ndio nyinyi mtapewa, but of course mna agree ulikuwa umenunua which portion, so yeye atapewa and then what remains now ndio nyinyi mtagawana.
Okay.
So you bring them in as liabilities. So don't worry, liabilities are always catered for. Amweze hapa.
Yeah, but so inamaanisha hata mtu mwenye akona deni yako akiangalia ameona umekufa alete on time.
Bora uko na proof.
Yeah, bora uko na proof tunalainisha pale.
Yes, and we also discourage, and that's why we discourage people doing informal transactions.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot just say nilimkopesha 100,000. What shows? What shows that nilimkopesha 100,000?
Yeah, and also know what shows that actually the 100,000 that you sent was not a gift. It might only be some
exactly, and that's why tunasema, and that's why wanasema for I don't know, sometimes they say us advocates we do too much, but it's not too much until when it hits you.
Yeah,
because that innocent,
yes,
wacha nikupatie because I trust you, will cost you one day.
It will.
And I see it happens even mostly between friends and family. Si when brother yangu umeniomba 500,000, why should we do an agreement?
Chukua bana, wewe shughulika ukimaliza utanipa.
Why should we do an agreement? Why should I keep evidence? Wewe wacha nikupatie siku utapata utanirudisha.
Yeah, sometimes it works.
Sometimes it backfires.
Yeah.
So mimi always advise, if it is anything above 50,000, just put it in writing. You know, there's some money you ukipoteza. Kuna pesa yenye ukipoteza itakuuma sana. But kuna pesa ukipoteza even to a friend. I've seen money coming between the best of friends. Wale watu wamegrow pamoja.
Yeah, sure.
But money as small as 100,000 it just comes between them. So it is always good that you must also prove the liability. So that means that anything you do, you must document, especially if it is going to affect you majorly financially.
Oh, okay.
You must document it. So just in case of any eventuality, then you are protected.
You are covered, yes.
You can claim.
Yeah.
So you'll be brought in as a liability, which the estate must cater for.
Yes. So now, will you mind...
something I wanted to clarify, but I know it keeps on skipping my mind.
Yes.
But
will you mind taking another question? Maybe from
we can.
Members of the internet?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
And as I've told you, it is a very wide...
DSK Canels says that what I simply mean is that let's say a parent dies, then the children are raised by the grandparents. And we also have another one from Brenda Health Clinics. Hello, come on. Leave around that. We will deal with this from DS Canels.
Maybe let me explain this. If someone,
and I think a continuation of that still, he has also brought in a continuation of the same question, that if one member fails to appear in court for summons on confirmation with no reason, what happens?
Okay.
The first question was that if the parents dies, then the children are raised by the grandparents. Look at that succession process. Then it follows through to say that if one member fails to appear in court for summons on confirmation with no reasons, what eventually happens?
Now, question number one, if parents die and children are brought up by grandparents,
yes,
these children inherit whatever portion their parents would have inherited.
Oh, okay.
Basically that.
Okay.
So if, like for example, for us, we have not yet even started the process of succession.
Yes.
And for us, we had my dad had they were 4 or 5.
Yes.
They're all dead. That is for our, my grandfather was polygamous.
Yes.
So in the second, I'm from the second house. The first house has 2 who are still alive. Then the other one, our fathers are dead. But of course, all of them had families.
Oh, okay.
So we see our fathers were to inherit from their dad. The land is still in our grandfather's name.
Yes.
So what basically will happen is that we come in the place of our fathers. So we can simply take what our fathers would have inherited.
Yes.
But again, this applies if both parents are dead.
Yes.
Now you as kids, you inherit what your father would have inherited or your mother would have inherited. But if your dad is gone, but your mother is still there, the first person who has a right to inherit is your mother.
So, mother,
So the property can come from your grandparents to your mother.
Oh, okay.
And then when your mother dies, now you can inherit. Yes. But again, you can as well agree. Your mother can decide to bypass that, and you come in to inherit now directly now from your grandfathers or your grandparents.
Okay.
Yes.
I think this is a topic that will...
It's very wide.
We'll have to...
Now, what just let me conclude. What happens when a family member doesn't... Now, this one is a very complicated situation.
Yes.
And especially if that member is listed as a beneficiary.
Yes.
The court will always want to hear from that member.
Okay.
Unless you all efforts to get that member fail.
Okay.
Yeah, there are cases where maybe mtu alipotea, you cannot be traced. But again, the provincial administrator must kama chief andike barua aseme by the day mtu amekuwa missing for a very long time, tumejali all efforts to look for him. So we just proceed. But of course, in the first instance, the court will give you another chance to go and try to bring. Mnaweza hata tumia serikali mseme akuje. You know, courts always try to avoid a situation where we are confirming a grant today, and tomorrow someone comes
appears again,
to revoke. Do you know someone applying for revocation? Do you know what that person means? Anarudisha to the drawing board. You have to start that process afresh. So the courts avoid confirming a grant today, and tomorrow someone comes in to revoke. On the ground that I'm a beneficiary, but I was not factored in. Okay. So the court will always try to look for avenues to at least try to see whether this person can come. Yes. Akikataa kabisa and even using the provincial administration and it fails, then that one is a case.
Is there a time stamp to that?
There's no time stamp. It depends from one court to another.
Thank you so much, Mukolwe. It has been a great analysis, and I expect that we are going to do this. I think we'll still remain into the law of succession the coming week.
There's still some issues we need to address.
Yes.
What the audience can do is they can keep on just asking.
They can questions. We can keep the conversation going. Then we compile the questions. I think we'll even have interactions even before that. Then when we're coming, then we can be able to deliver to them.
So they can still post the questions they have. We can address them.
Absolutely.
As I told you, it's a very, very wide
it is indeed.
conversation, which affects so many people.
Sure. Thank you so much, Director. We're good to go.